DJI just confirmed something that people in the drone community have been talking about for months. The DJI Avata 360 is real, and we now know when it's launching. DJI posted a teaser on their social media showing the name Avata 360, together with the tagline "Above it all, see it all," and they also confirmed the official launch date, March 26th. So we're now just a couple of weeks away from seeing the full reveal of what could be one of the most unusual drones DJI has released in a while. Now, if you've been following the leaks around this drone, you probably already have a rough idea of what it is supposed to be. But if this is the first time you're hearing about it, the concept is actually pretty interesting. Because the Avata 360 isn't just a normal FPV drone, and it's not just a flying 360 camera either. What DJI seems to be doing here is combining those two ideas into a single drone. The Avata 360 should be able to switch between full 360 capture and a traditional forward-facing FPV camera, which means it could work both as a normal FPV drone and as a 360 drone, depending on what you want to shoot. We've never seen something like that before. When we talk about a flying 360 camera, the other drone everyone immediately thinks about is the Antigravity A1 by Insta360. That drone came out first, and it's basically the first real attempt at this category. A drone that captures 8K 360 video so you can reframe your shots later. But the interesting part is that DJI seems to be approaching the idea from a slightly different angle. The Antigravity A1 is designed primarily as a 360 capture drone. You fly it, record everything around you, and then decide the final camera angle later in editing. DJI, on the other hand, looks like it's trying to build something a bit more hybrid, integrating the FPV experience in it. And that's actually a pretty interesting difference, because the Antigravity A1 focuses mainly on the capture everything and reframe later workflow, while the Avata 360 seems designed to give you both options. And depending on how you shoot your videos, that flexibility could end up being one of the biggest advantages of DJI's approach. Bringing that idea into a drone could actually be a big deal, because normally when you're flying a drone, you're constantly doing two things at once. You're piloting the drone, and at the same time you're trying to keep your subject framed correctly. And anyone who has tried FPV flying knows how tricky that can be. With a 360 camera system, those two steps become separate. First you fly the drone, then later you choose the shot. And that's the core idea behind the Avata 360. Now, according to what we know so far, the camera system may actually be able to work in two different modes. In one mode, the drone captures the full spherical 360 image. In another mode, it behaves more like a traditional forward-facing FPV camera. The Avata 360 would essentially function as a two-in-one drone, a normal FPV drone when you want direct control over the framing, and a 360 capture drone when you want maximum flexibility in editing. That hybrid concept is actually what makes this drone interesting, because sometimes you want the precision of aiming the camera exactly where you want while flying, and other times you just want to capture everything and decide later what the shot should look like. The camera should support 8K 360 video recording, and that's actually important for this type of camera. When you shoot spherical footage, the final frame you export is only a portion of the entire image. So the higher the original resolution is, the more freedom you have when reframing that footage later. That's also how you get the well-known invisible drone effect. Because the camera captures everything around it, the stitching process can remove the drone from the final image, which makes it look like the camera is just floating in the air. Beyond the camera system itself, a few other details have started appearing through leaks and retailer listings. One of them is the transmission system. The Avata 360 is expected to use DJI's O4 transmission, which is designed for long-range and low-latency video transmission. That's particularly important for FPV flying, where the responsiveness of the video feed can make a big difference in how the drone feels to control. There are also reports suggesting upgraded obstacle sensing with multiple sensors and possibly LiDAR assistance, although that part hasn't been officially confirmed yet. Another thing that stands out is how the Avata 360 fits into DJI's existing ecosystem. From what we know so far, the drone should work with DJI Goggles N3, the RC Motion 3 controller, and also the DJI RC2 controller, which is actually good news for people who already own DJI gear. because it means the Avata 360 is likely designed to integrate with accessories that are already available instead of forcing everyone to buy a completely new system. That's usually how DJI approaches new products. They tend to expand their ecosystem rather than replace it. Now let's talk briefly about pricing. DJI hasn't officially confirmed the prices yet, but some early listings that appeared on Chinese retailer sites give us a rough idea of how the lineup might look. According to those listings, the drone-only version of the Avata 360 could start around 3,000 Chinese yen, that is about $437 US. A Fly More combo with the RC2 controller appeared at about $830. Another bundle that includes RC Motion 3 and the goggles N3, but without the RC2 controller, also appeared around that same price range. Retailer listings sometimes change before launch. With these prices, I think that the Avata 360 could end up being one of the more accessible ways to get into 360 aerial filming. I've also seen accessories like the intelligent flight battery around $80, as well as replacement lens kits and spare propellers. Now, will the DJI Avata 360 launch in the United States after the DJI ban? That's interesting because the Avata 360 actually received FCC approval back in November 2025, which was about a month before the December 23rd deadline when the US started blocking new DJI drone approvals. So technically this drone cleared that hurdle before the ban took effect. That means it should still be eligible for sale in the US, although we'll obviously need to see how retailers and regulators handle it once it actually launches. DJI also sued the FCC for that. I'm actually making a video about this, and it's interesting how the whole story will unfold, so subscribe to stay updated. DJI confirmed that the Avata 360 will be officially revealed on March 26th, which means we're very close to seeing the full product. At this point, it looks like DJI has started the final stage of the launch cycle. The teaser is out, the name is confirmed, the launch date is set, and the full reveal is now just a couple of weeks away. If the leaks we've seen so far turn out to be accurate, the Avata 360 could end up being one of the most interesting drone releases this year, not necessarily because of bigger sensors or longer flight times, but because it introduces a different way of thinking about aerial filming. Instead of constantly worrying about pointing the camera while flying, you capture everything and decide the shot afterward. And that's a pretty big shift in how drone footage can be created. So now we just have to wait a little bit longer to see the full reveal. As soon as DJI officially announces the Avata 360 on March 26th, I'll break down the specs and much more. If you want to follow the updates, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you in the next video.